All right, we're live.
Yeah.
Cool. Let me start posting. All right. Good morning, guys.
Morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
Good morning. Good morning. Where is everybody? Everybody's sleeping.
It's a Friday. Everyone already made money yesterday, so they're like, fuck this trading
Nobody wants
shit.
to trade today. Nobody wants to trade today. Everyone's just like,
Everyone's like, fuck this trading shit. Made money yesterday.
morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
We'll get started in a minute, guys. If you're just joining in, welcome. Hit the like button. Smash the like button. Destroy it.
Oh, wow.
Destroy it.
Rav is turning into a streamer now.
Yeah, we need to get that up. Come on. Apparently, I need to do this more.
You have to. It's the only way to like grow the algorithm. It's the only. It's like the only way. Otherwise, they think that we're just like bots, a whole bunch of trading bots. Welcome in, guys. Look, Joshua,
Oh my god,
18K.
dude.
I wish I would trade. Brad, did you trade Tesla yesterday?
I did, yeah, dude. I had puts at I bought like for 3K. When it broke VWAP right early in the day, it became a 40K position. 3K turned into 40K.
Jesus, that's insane. That's insane.
I made $500 on 1 minute. So I was like, oh damn, that's easy money. That's some Uber Eats money or whatever. And then boom.
That's crazy. 3K to 40K. That's insane.
Yeah.
Absolute insane
Some
session
of the
yesterday.
contracts did 5,000%. Like the 270 puts, they were worth 5 cents and they went to like, I don't know, insane.
270 puts.
Yeah, 270 puts did 5,000% on the day.
5,000%. Wow. Wow. Then why was it never called out?
Yeah.
Because I didn't trade it either. I wish
we
I
missed
wish
it
I
too,
did that.
guys. We missed it too. So.
I wish I was in that.
Oh man.
Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a nice Thursday session. Now we're going into our Friday. It's looks like an eventful Friday. A lot of volatility in the pre-market session. We have about 600 people in. Let's give it another minute. We'll get started. We can get started. Let's get started.
Yeah.
People who are stragglers will let the stragglers suffer a little bit. They'll be like, go over the SPY. Anyway, welcome you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm just gonna do a little bit of the econ data first. We'll dive into our charts. We'll talk about what happened yesterday: Tesla, AMD, Nvidia, Apple, the whole Shazam. Today's session on the earnings docket going into obviously our Friday to close the week. This morning we have a lot of jobless data about 4 minutes ago that was released. So we had the U.S. employment report, all the hourly wages stuff, unemployment rate, right? That was the big sort of docket. That was the big release that we had for the entire week. In terms of that data, it's in front of me right now. So U.S. average hourly earnings, the least important one is 0.4 versus 0.3. That was expectations. The unemployment rate was 4.2 versus the estimate of 4.2, which means we're just on target for the unemployment rate. That's nothing's positive or negative about that. It's just simply on target. Non-farm payrolls 139 versus 126, so a little bit higher than expected of non-farm payrolls. That's all we have today, guys. So pretty much a muted data session, everything pretty much on target at estimate. Going into our next week session, starting off with Monday, the June 9th, there is nothing. We have no data on June 9th. On Tuesday, pretty much nothing. And then Wednesday, which is the biggest day of next week, is CPI. So going into our Friday session today, we are kind of aware that next week is going to be a particularly volatile week because of that CPI data release and of course your PPI on Thursday session. So CPI Wednesday, PPI Thursday, consumer sentiment Friday. It's going to be an eventful session next week. Goal today, just to kind of put this out there before Rav and I start going over charts, is just to finish off the week strong. That's it, right? Just cash flow and get out. If you had a good week so far, today's session should just be about closing the charts early, walking away, and spending some time with your family. That's really what it should be about. Anyway, Rav, I'll let you kick it off with the starts with the charts. You
Yeah,
can start with SPY.
I mean, I also want to add one thing about data. There's a beef happening. Kendrick
Yeah.
Drake level beef happening. So expect tweets, expect news, expect whatever the fuck happens. I don't know. So news trumps technical. So always keep an eye on that. You may see some weird price action and think it's technical. It could be some news related. So just be careful on that. I don't know how it's gonna happen, and it's a weekend, so be careful, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's get a look at charts first. I want to go over SPY. I mean, SPY pretty much just holding bullish structure again. We tested the deeper demand of 592 yesterday evening when the market sold, and then popped up and closed strong above 593 again. So we held that 592, and again, it looks like things are calming down and calmer minds are thinking right now, as I like to think. But anyway, market's back up to 597. The same level, SPX 598.50. If you guys remember 2 days ago, when I went over that SPX 6000 level, that's where the biggest call wall is. Okay, so 598.50 breaks, market rips today. Simple as that. If you go look at the charts, the weakest name is also bouncing back today. Tesla, right? PLTR is green. Most names are green, right? So 598.50 breaks on a Friday, this is going to squeeze. So this is my mindset today. As long as we are under 590, 598.5, we're still maintaining the range. Above 598.5, bullish. Simple as that for me. And for support levels today, I want to see 595 hold um, for us to retain bullish sentiment. If we lose 595, I think market can trickle back down, and whatever this 4-hour candle that is that you're seeing, it will flip red if that happens. If that flip happens over here, we would lose it and trade under 590. So I don't know if they'll let a big move like that happen on a Friday, but crazier things have happened on a Friday. So just going in with an open mind and trade whatever the market gives us. Brett, I'll hand it over to you. Let
Brav,
me
you
just.
gotta go to a smaller time frame in that chart, man. Oh my God. I mean that's a very that's a very wild chart. But I mean the
Oops.
levels I have it the same. It's the same thing for me. But if you go to
Oh,
that 5 minute chart,
okay.
even on the 5 minute chart,
Damn, you guys
that's
are judging
crazy.
me. No more levels for you guys. No more trades.
No more levels.
You guys are
Uh
so fake. You guys want to be like pretty charts more than
yeah.
functional charts. Anyway, I'll let you go.
So the level that Rav was talking about, that 598.50, that's the same thing that we were speaking about yesterday's session on Thursday. But I didn't say 598.50, I said 598. The reason why I said 598 was because I have that like that
That's
Thursday
that
the
ES level. That's the
yeah,
ES level. 59850 is SPX.
right. Yep. So 598 is my level on SPY chart this morning. And the reason why it's 598 is again it's what he's talking about too, but it's also the fact that it's basically last week's highs. So remember that crazy after hours push on Thursday, the 29th of May? That after hours push that was completely faded pre-market, that little V-shaped reversal trade or V-shaped reversal pre-market into post-market action, pushed a high of 598. So today's session, 598 is a level. If we can clear 598, we see 600 plus. I think that's where we kind of like initiate the squeeze. I was hoping we would get that yesterday. We went long yesterday at 595, and I was hoping we get the squeeze into 600 plus, but we didn't get that. We didn't get that yesterday. Today's session, we may get it, but it has to clear above 598, right? If 598 can clear, that's where we get more upside back into 600 plus. If we lose 595, this is so important. This is so incredibly important. If you lose 595, we have a gap fill today back into 592. Okay, so there's a gap fill on the SPY chart between 595 and 592. So today's session, the levels that you have to write down, it's very simple, right? It's just 598, 595. Okay. And if we're holding 595, we're bullish sentiment. If we clear 598, we go to 600 plus. If you lose 595, you can scout puts for a move lower into 593, 592. And That's today's session. Okay.
I wrote it down, dude.
You wrote it down. Nice
I
job.
wrote it
I
down.
was wondering what you were
Hope you
doing.
guys wrote it down too. He said write it down.
Oh man. Oh man. I was wondering what you were doing over there.
I'm listening to you,
Unbelievable.
man. The fuck?
Unbelievable.
Dude, I can never win, man. He's blaming me for my lines. He's blaming me if I write shit down. Like, what the fuck? Like, is it because
Go.
I'm brown? Is it because I'm brown? Is it a color thing?
Yeah, that's what it is. Go to ES's chart. Go to ES's chart.
All right. Damn,
Oh
man.
man. You start with ES. I'll let you do ES. Oh, actually, you don't even do ES. I'll
Dude,
do ES.
you do, yeah. 6,000, I
So
mean, that's 6,000 what area. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
The spy, whatever it does, it's the same thing. You
it's the
do it.
same thing. It's the same thing. So basically, 6,000 ES is the level today. Remember, we said 598 SPY, right? 598 SPY is your macro resistance today. Okay, if we can clear 598, that's the same thing as ES clearing 6,000. Today's session, you want to see a strong build, but and really, to be honest, it's not just 6,000 ES. It's actually 6,005. I know it's a little bit of a weird level there, but 6,005 is the level today, not
Uh,
just 6,000. So if you want to see, if you want ES to clear, or SPY to clear, you want to see ES clear that 6,005. That's where we can get a. I think today, if there is like a squeeze action today, which I don't know if we will get it, to be honest, but if we do, if there's going to be any type of like big upside today, it's going to be a strong clearance over 6,005. If we can clear that level today, I think we see a push in the next big level, which is 6,050 in ES's chart. So again, the big level to watch out for today is 6,005. Demand below us today, the same level we went long off yesterday on the ES chart was 5950, 5960. Watch that for holds today. 5950, 5960. If we lose 5950 today, though, we are going lower. And we're probably going to go lower back into that daily 200 SMA, which is 5,900 on the ES chart. So again, the levels are pretty simple on ES and SPY. That's all it is. Right.
yeah. I mean, pretty interesting to see. The thing is, today's move from lows to the back to today highs is a big move and resembles more of a squeeze than yesterday's bounce from the lows because it's already up close to 1% now. So if we can clear all of this, so basically, let me just draw this down. These sellers, whoever sold, especially whoever short sold this move from here, right? They are all either under pressure or they're going to be forced to cover. Not to mention, this is like a week-long consolidation. It'll be really interesting on a Friday with zero DT exposure on a lot of these contracts with a lot of open interest. It's going to be a lot of hella interesting to see if this breaks and holds. There could be no stopping it. But if
Yeah.
we lose supports again, they all get bagged. So we'll see. Today I think there will be something decent, unlike other Fridays.
Yeah.
Um, okay. What chart first?
QQQ. We'll do the Qs. We'll finish up the indices quick.
Okay.
I'll be quick with it. On the QQQ chart, today's session, just like SPY, it's the same thing as Qs. So yesterday we spoke about 530 being the key level, and that is the key level today. So 530 is your key pivot. If we can clear 530 on the QQQ, we have an upside play back at a 534 on Qs. Again, 530 is that Wednesday, the May 28th high, right? May 28th to May 29 high is 530, which is the equivalent of 598. So if we can clear that level of that particular day, we can move higher back into 534. That's kind of what we saw. You did see that yesterday. Yesterday's price action on Qs was actually quite readable, right? The 530 break retest worked out pretty well. Today's session, watch 530 again. Don't be long into 5. Don't go into today's session just longing in front running into 530. You want to see that clear first. If I can clear, then that's where upside comes in. If we lose 526 as support, we move lower back into 524. That's a gap fill type move. I'm gonna ramble for one more second on the NQ chart. On the NQ chart, for people who love NQ, I know there's a lot of NQ traders here. The levels on NQ, it's simply just 21,840, right? 21,840 is the equivalent of that QQQ 530 level. If we can clear 21,840, that's big. That's big resistance. Upside play back in 22,000 NQ. If we lose that 21,640, 21,640, we probably gap fill on not on NQ, but we gap fill in Qs and we move back down to our demand lows. So that's all I have here at NQ and QQQ. Again, I know I'm quick with it, but I want to move on so we can go over charts as fast as possible.
Right. I can see Meta. Fancy is requesting Meta. All right, let's go over Meta first. It's the strongest name, honestly, out there. If anything's going to squeeze today, this is it. But I'm also acutely aware that the 700 strike is, again, a potential gamma squeeze for on a Friday. They could pump it and then, kind of just fade it away also. So we got to be a little careful on this one. Let me go over to a bigger time frame so we can see levels. Right. very clean looking chart. So today I want to see the 684 level hold here on Meta. That will be my demand area here. 680, 684. This level needs to hold. So if we do get a dip at the open right here and we start wicking, I do like it for longs on a dip entry. But for a breakout trade, honestly, the way Meta trades, you guys know I like me some Meta, but I'm not going to chase to the upside if it's just going to break like that. As much as I'd like to think that the strength's going to hold, it all really depends on SPY. You don't want to get caught Meta on a breakout on a Friday when SPY is failing. So today my entire thought process is buy dips. So whatever name holds, get it as close to a support as possible, and then ride the trend. So Meta is not going to be that because it is strong. So if it's going to rip off the gate, I'm not going to chase it. But if it does pull back to this demand areas and it holds, I will try to buy a bounce. So that's my level for Meta. 700, again, keep on watch. Big gamma squeeze. A lot of open interest is going to be there on those contracts. If we really strongly push above this level, we could rip maybe another $20-$30 above that 700. So again, take it how you wait for the market to confirm and then take it as you see it. Brett?
Yeah, no, nothing to add there. That's all I have is 700 resistance and 674 demand. 674 big demand on Meta, 700 big resistance. Let's do Tesla.
That's what I was going
Tesla's a
to.
little bit fun one. I'll let you
Yeah.
start with Tesla.
Okay. Yeah. So Tesla for me, the 290 level is a big level here. Yesterday, if you guys remember, I was saying this 270, 275, and then we have to bounce, and we did bounce and get to that 285 level. And then today we're gapping up. Now the biggest problem today is this 4-hour candle here, right? So this 4-hour candle is huge, and I don't know if the market has strength to eclipse, the whole 4-hour candle. So if we do get a pop above this 305, 310, and we start losing levels, I do like a failure of those levels. Um, on the flip side, I am not going to go long on these areas at all because I don't really trust liquidity on Tesla to the downside. Everyone got really spooked yesterday. So if momentum again really flicks, this 290 level is key. If we flip below that, selling could again accelerate and people will be like, oh man, that's it, it's escalating again. So be careful longing into weaknesses on Tesla today. This is my only advice for you because you think there's a level and there will be volume, but a lot of people are losing heavy on Tesla and are having stops put here. Okay, so be careful buying dips in a name like this. 290 is a level I want to hold for bullishness, and then upside level around this area 305, 310. If one of those two levels we break and we start losing, I do like a reject trade on those, meaning I will take it on a failure once levels confirm. So those are the two things I want to watch. Not really looking for a long side trade unless the market really shows me something at the open and I really like. But as long as these levels are, holding, I'm not really going to touch this today. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. If you go to that 1 hour time frame for a second, or you're in the 4 hour, you can
Yeah.
see it in the 4 hour too, but there's that massive consolidation high from like you see from like all the way from like March 25th to that May 20 or May 8th. There's like a lot of highs produced on that Tesla chart around 295. That big level on Tesla for me is 295. Today's session, we saw a little bit of some crazy downside under that 295 into Thursday's session. We moved all the way down to 273 to 274. Today's session, we're gapping up back over that demand this morning. Like for me, I think a lot of the value of Tesla has already happened, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of right now. It's like going to the party at like 2 o'clock in the morning and expecting everyone to be like happy and excited and party till 3 or 4. It may
That's
happen, but
my
I don't know if it's
example.
going to happen. Yeah, that's exactly that's exactly what it is, right? I think the party's already ending, and I think if you made money in this, you leave it alone and you just see what happens. I don't really want to long this right now. It is at support, right? It's 295 is the big support. Daily 200 estimates at 305. If you're gonna look for retest rejections, you're looking for, I mean, in my opinion, you're looking for 332, right? And it's far away, but that's where my big retest rejection would come in. So 332 big supply. If we pop up with a 332, I would look for shorts there. Obviously, it's very far away. It's not going to happen today, but that's my big resistance. Demand is at 295. So I have 295 big demand, 332 big resistance. Under 295 though, if we do get under 295, and we see more selling come in, I think we can move back down to 273 again. So that's kind of what I would expect today. I don't know if it's going to be clean action, but if we do lose 295, which is at the level we're holding pre-market, I would expect us to move back down to 273. So if you are trading Tesla and you want to be aggressive today, you can try it, but just understand that 295 is a big demand this morning. If we lose that, look for shorts back at 273. If we pop higher, look for shorts at 332. That's really all I have here in Tesla's chart.
One more important thing, IV is going to be insane, guys. If you guys didn't know, yesterday the out of the money IV was like moving 100% for like a little bit of moves and then dropping instantly in like 5 minutes towards close. It was so crazy yesterday. Be careful. Today open, it's not only you. Everyone, market makers also know they can spike the IV today. After the first half an hour, they're going to like drop it so much. So if you keep holding and hoping out of the money it's holding now, it will change quickly. So be really careful if you're trading zero DTEs. If you're trading zero DTEs, make sure you get your exact levels right. Get in and get out quickly when the premium spikes. The longer you stay in, the 90% or more chance that you lose money on DK today. Today
Yeah.
is going to be very tricky. If you're new, stay away, right? Sometimes the best trade is not to participate in such a name if you don't know what you're doing. It's the best moves happened yesterday. It was so easy to make money. If you're just short, you could have just made money yesterday. And if you miss the boat, if you go in with the same kind of expectation today, you might get your ass handed to you, right? Don't ruin your whole week by making one mistake and give back all the week's gains. Okay, be careful. 290 is my level, so 290, as long as it holds, you can use that for your long or short bias. If it loses that, you can see a steady move back into 285 and then 280 and then what is that, 275.
272,
Upside
273. Yeah.
305 and 310. Okay, those levels fail, I like a shot. All right, be careful and yeah, again, trade safe. The next
Yeah.
one I want to see watch is Nvidia. Now, I taken Nvidia 2 days ago off of this 142. Yesterday, again, reclaim of 142 was a nice long and before market failed again. So we are approaching that 142 level again. So market opens strong, and then we have a retest of 142 and we hold. I like to see this happen. Let me just draw this out for you guys, right? So if we open more strong, right, and then we retest like this, and this level holds, I like to see this happen. This is assuming SPY is as juice to break that 598.50. This is something I like. It's just not selling, right? No matter what, Nvidia just keep buying it. I think people at this point are just consolidating here for like such a long time here, right? I know I said I would not take Nvidia longs, but this is kind of inviting me here again. Now, obviously, for failures, I want to see under this 140. If we lose under this 140, that is assuming SPY also fails, this could be a downside play for us back into this 200 MA. All right, these are the two things that I like. Again, it all really depends on the opening tape read here. Market could go higher, market could go lower. I don't know. We gotta wait and see. Brett.
Right. So like my analysis can be a little bit different than Rav's here, and that's the thing is like sometimes things are a little different. I don't want to touch Nvidia personally for me until Nvidia clears 143, because that for me it's just that, and then it may not happen today. Like it may not happen today, but I can very clearly see Nvidia is bullish right now. Right, Nvidia is bullish as long as it holds 140, and it was kind of what we spoke about yesterday's session. Nvidia 140 hold is still bullish. If we clear 143, that's where we have a long side trade back into 150 plus, right? So I don't expect this to happen today on the Friday session, unless some sort of big squeeze happens in SPY. But above 143, if we do clear 143, there is room. There is room here. Obviously, getting a 142 entry would be even better, but I think 143 break would be nice going into our Friday session. Even the next week, it'd be nice. If we clear 143, we have a big upside move back into the reason why 143 is so important, right? Is because 143 is that February to 18 high, right? So it's all the way back several months ago. And if we clear that 143, the next big tactical resistance comes in around 147. So above 143, there is juice there. So I'm going to watch that going into our next week session. And then today's session, if you want to get crazy with it, watch 140, right? 140 as demand, and then under 140 is back to 137. That's what I have here on Nvidia's chart. On AMD, I'll do AMD really quickly.
Yeah, you just do it.
AMD AMD 116 was that massive pivot on Wednesday session. Remember, we spoke of the 116 bounce on Wednesday. Into Thursday session. Into Thursday session also was important, right? The resistance being at 119 and the demand being at 116. Now today's session, it's the same thing. Nothing's different. Nothing is spectacular about AMD's chart to me. I like it for these little reversion plays off demand, but I don't like it the same way I do Nvidia. I think Nvidia has a more clear bullish structure. AMD, for it to really give us a breakout move, would have to clear above 119 today. And for me, I just don't expect that to happen. Again, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But if 119 clears, look for highs back in 122. That's all I want to do now. I don't want to take AMD on weakness anymore, right? Because if I'm buying, it already did the weakness play, right? It already did the reversion play off of support on Wednesday session. Today's session, it's about taking it alongside above highs for a momentum trade. And if it can give us that momentum trade, that's where you take it. Above 119, that's it. That's the only thing I have here in AMD. If it loses 116 now, this is the thing. If AMD loses 116, we can also take it on momentum. So again, momentum both ways. Either short side momentum under 116 or long side momentum above 119. That's all I have here in AMD. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no comments. I'm not going to trade AMD. What else? Got Netflix.
Yeah, let's start with Netflix.
Again, big trending on this. It's again same idea as Meta. I'm not going to chase the highs, but as long as 4-hour structure holds, we're good. So 1040, 1240. This is the level here, previous level. As long as it holds, we're bullish. If we get a retest there, we could go long on this. It's not that far away. It's just $17 away. And I also want to take it on a reversal play, but probably not going to trade Netflix today, considering it's a Friday and it's been like heavy grind squeeze. This is like again under 1300 is quite far away, but like it's still again those open interests are like kicking in, and this is becoming a massive squeeze. It was weak here around this 12 10 8 1180 if you guys remember, but they kept holding it. This is the kickstart of the squeeze. This could get quite far extended before it even ready to reverse. So keep watching 4-hour structure breaks. As long as it holds, keep logging off of that, and you're good. Yeah, that's Netflix.
Yeah.
Brett, anything to add?
No, not Netflix. Netflix is my kryptonite.
All right. Good.
I'll leave it alone.
All right.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's do before we do anything.
Okay.
Rav, you have 388 likes. That's
Guys,
that's
that's
obscene.
jail. What, guys?
That's
Come
obscene.
on.
It's less than 30% of people are liking. You gotta get the like count up, guys. It helps the algorithm. Please, it's the only thing we ask for. We do this because we want you guys to be prepped.
Right.
I know it's a pain in the ass sometimes we ask for it, but it really does help. Let's do PLTR. They're gonna go crazy if you PLTR. They'll really go
PLTR,
crazy.
Lyft. I saw those two. They were asking for it. Yeah,
What do you have
PLTR,
in
the
PLTR?
120 level. 120 level. Like again, they flushed liquidity yesterday and then popped right up. It was a very nice end of day move. I was just actually looking at this today morning. Market's gapping up here again. So ideally for long side, I want to see at least about this 127 for an early entry and 130 for a nice cleaner entry. So, but right now it's kind of I hope it forms an inverted low here around this 123-ish area, and then reverse it higher. But I don't know. This is kind of just gapping up with the market. I don't know if this is just reacting with the market or is this actually showing some relative strength. So it's you kind of have to wait for at least 1 or 2 more candles to see if how the market. It's the same thing as other names in the market. I want to wait and see. But 127, 130 to the upside, 120 on the downside. If we lose 120, we could drop to 114, which is the 200 AMA area.
I think like for looking at this chart right now, I don't really like it for long side as long as we're under 126 today. So I always say 125 on PLTR.
Yeah, that's why I said 127. I like it to the upside. Oh, what happened
Right.
there?
126, 125. That previous day low, Wednesday's low is 126. I wouldn't be long on this chart until it clears 126. I think that's an important thing to have today, right? If you want longs to work in BLTR, it's got to get a 126, right? So I would this almost to me right now looks like just a break and retest of Wednesday's lows. This looks more heavy for shorts right now.
Correct. Yep.
Let's see what happens with this chart going forward, but I think right now this is more sided towards shorts. What I would do on this chart is if you want to look for shorts, look for 125, 126 rejections. If we see it fell there, that's where you build shorts. If you clear 126, that's wrong. If you go higher back into 130, that's all it is. Today's session is just literally about 126, 125. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
127 and above for upside. Until then, this could really do whatever. And for confirmation on downside, I want to see it flush 120, which was yesterday's reclaim area.
Yep.
I won't.
120.
I'm not going to trade this, but just so you guys have levels, 127. If you want to go long, you need to clear that. And for downside, 120.
If 120 breaks, this gets ugly. That is 100%.
Yeah.
If 120 breaks, this can get very dangerous. This can become a very dangerous chart.
Yeah, you can see
Yep.
this. The reason for that is this is the breakout here. We have several weeks of testing and holding of this 120. Yesterday we did a liquidity grab, so the next time it breaks, it's just going to be done. So be
Yep.
careful. Um, Next name. What do you guys want to see? Lyft,
Apple, Amazon.
Apple.
Oh.
All right.
Let's do Apple, Amazon first. The first
201
daily.
for me. 201 as long as it holds, it's bullish. Yesterday level holding. 202 is holding. 205 is that they have to invert this candle here. Yesterday, you guys can see that it did go and test 205 again before the news dropped and everything started selling. 205 clears. This could turn into a strong name again. We've had a big move up. We failed. We've got a big move up. We failed. Next time around 205 breaks, we have a room to 207. That's the big level 200 MA clearing, and we could officially be a reversal sign for Apple. So, and for downside, again, pretty clear. I want to see it hold 201, but if not, 201 is an earlier entry, and 200 is the 4-hour support here.
Hmm.
200 breaks. That means that the market is selling also, and we are in for a downside day.
If 200 breaks on Apple, it's deadly. That's where
Yep.
a lot of selling comes in. 200 has big support. I have the same resistance at 205. I have a level 203, but that's not a level I really plan to trade off of. It's for me, it's just 205 and 200, right? If we clear 205, upside back in 207. If we lose 200, then downside back. This is just this chart on Apple right now has no for me. There's no sentiment right now. Like Nvidia is more bull sentiment. AMD is more bull sentiment. Tesla's bear sentiment, and Apple is just neutral, right? Apple is just sitting flatlined. It's either going to clear 205 upside or it's going to lose 200 downside. So today's session, just watch the levels. I would be hesitant of messing around with it in between those big levels. Now, obviously, if you see something you want to get a risk reward short or long off a level in between, you could do it, but just be careful. You may not get a huge trend on Apple. Right? Yeah.
Right. Yep. Nothing else to add. What else? What did you say?
Let's go over some ticker. Guys, you can spam now. You guys
Lyft.
have
You kept
permission to
asking
spam.
Lyft. I mean, I think I went over this on my Stock Tuesday episode, but it's really just in that doomsday reversal off of the most recent high. I don't know why something wrong with trading you. All right.
That's a little slow. Yeah, it's
All
slow
right.
on mine too.
So again, guys, it had a big move up, and it's kind of like doomsday failing here. This support level of 15 is pretty key. If it breaks, it's going to go back to lows. The reason I say that is because look at this. It had the same move up. This is when I was interested in longs also, right? And then what did it do? It gave a little bounce here off of the 100 MA area, and then popped, and then doomsday, basically an exit liquidity move, and it broke the lows. So very good chance it does the same thing here. So be careful. Support breaks, just get out, and you can always re-enter if you're longs on this. And for upside, you want to see this again start to trend. So basically clear the 16.5. If it does, it's going to go back to highs. So it's just a wait and find out. So don't become exit liquidity kind of thing. Lyft is not the name everyone's just running to go long on. So when it sells, it'll sell hard on a Friday before a weekend like this. A lot of news impact. Not a lot of liquidity is going to be there if supports break. So be careful.
Right.
Um,
It's also touching a daily trend line right now. There's a daily trend line that's touching right now. It has to clear. It really has to clear it. Yeah, it's a big daily trend line. Let's do Amazon. We got Amazon.
Okay, just want to show
Uh,
one more thing. So look at this. This is also a trend line area. So the 15
yeah,
breaks, you can see some cells.
yeah.
Amazon. Oh wow. Okay.
Amazon, Amazon, Scamazon. So Amazon yesterday, I was watching 209 as support, and that was my long spot. So if you guys were on live, we were talking about the 209 level. I didn't touch it though. I just took SPY instead. But Amazon actually would have made decent money. It just you would have probably lost a few follicles of hair. If 209 held, moved to 212 today's session, I would say if it loses 209, don't go long on Amazon anymore. That's the structure it has to hold 209. So if we're holding 209, we're bullish. If we lose 209, we're bearish. Where can we trade it now? If you're gonna go long on Amazon now, I would say it's 209 or that's it, right? I don't have anything else. I mean, 212 is a level. If we can get a strong clear with 212, you can look for 215, but we're kind of reaching the top of that bull flag. Remember the bull flag we talked about? If the bull flag is where we're at, right? We're simply just we're about $3 away from the bull flag highs. So 215 is the bull flag highs. And you can see that's what Raph has in his charts too, right? So 215 is the level. We're already there, right? We're just a few points away. So at this point, I would expect us to sort of magnet the 215. Is there a potential entry there to get the 215? Maybe 212. So watch 212, watch 209 today. I'm watching both. Let's see what happens into this Friday session. But again, I think there's a magnet towards 215. That's where we probably test before going lower. Yeah. Want to do AVGO? AVGO?
So this broke the 4-hour structure yesterday. So you guys can see I have a level already plotted. My idea here is this level here, 250. Oh, I don't know why that does this. The 250 is the sentiment read for me today. If AVGO, as long as 250 holds, we're bullish. As long as if we lose it, that is assume market also sells. This fails as well. If you lose this level, honestly, you can just define that as risk and then go short on this. Support under that 240, 243, this area here. You guys can see this around the 50 MA, and then 240, 236. These are the levels. So bias really is that 250 level. Wait for the open to clear, dust to settle, and then once market starts moving away from that level, use that as risk and go long or short. Simple as that. I don't know if I'll trade this, but it's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Yeah, just be careful of IV crush on Avgo. The first few minutes, you probably have that because again, that's a post-earning setup. We can finish. Let's do one last ticker of the day. Do you want to do?
Yeah. Someone just said VXX. I mean, VXX is in a buy area. Like anytime it approaches these levels I have here, right? I would always like go long on this level. So just if this is a big rise, big drop. So if you're gonna go long anytime around this area, anytime the number touches 40s, you just go long and keep adding and wait for a time when volatility expands. That's pretty much it. Not a bad idea to go long on. Instead of going short on SPY, you could just buy VXX shares or go buy VXX leaps and wait for a nasty sell date for it to spike and then rinse repeat.
Yeah.
All right, last chart.
CrowdStrike, CRWD. CrowdStrike, 450 bullish. As long as we're holding 450, we're bullish. That's your level from yesterday's session. That's your massive break and retest level. So if you're, again, probably many of you guys are long-term trading this or maybe swinging it. 450 is your level. So if we're holding 450, we're a alongside trade. In terms of day trades today, I don't really think you're trading it short term, but if you are trading it short term, 471 is the way you have to clear. So 471 for upside, back into 493. But as of right now, as long as we're holding 450, we're technically holding bullish. If we lose 450, that's where things shift, and I don't like it for longs anymore. But as of right now, it's bullish, right? This is a full bullish breaking pullback long retest here at 450 for longs. Anyway, I think we can call it here, Rav. Unless there's anything else, we can finish
See you
off the
guys on
stream.
live, guys. Hit the like button before you go. Thank you for joining. Let's do this again. Let's make some money. Let's trade safe, and we'll see you guys again soon.
Awesome. See you guys soon.